Before we begin, let me ask you something very simple. Have you ever hugged a woman and immediately felt the energy change? Not in a dramatic way, not in a movie way, but in a quiet, almost invisible way, where she suddenly feels closer to you after that one moment. If you have, you already know something most men never understand. And if you haven't, this video will completely change how you see physical connection forever. Because today I'm not going to teach you how to hug better. I'm going to teach you how a hug becomes emotional communication. This is psychology. This is nervous system signaling. This is emotional safety and attraction working together. And there are only 4 rules you must understand. But first, let me destroy one dangerous belief. Most men think attraction is created by words, by flirting lines, by compliments, by jokes, by showing interest, but your body communicates far faster than your mouth ever will. A hug is not physical. A hug is emotional positioning, and that's why the same hug from 2 different men produces 2 completely different emotional reactions. One hug feels awkward, one hug feels forced, one hug feels needy, but one hug feels grounding, feels calm, feels quietly intimate, feels safe and powerful at the same time. So let's go deep. Rule 1, never hug to receive. Hug to give emotional grounding. This is the most important rule of all. If you remember only one thing from this entire video, remember this. Women don't feel attraction from touch. They feel attraction from the emotional state behind the touch. Most men hug because they want something. They want reassurance. They want warmth. They want connection. They want validation. They want to feel accepted. And the nervous system of a woman reads that instantly, not consciously, emotionally, subconsciously. Your body posture, your breathing, your muscle tension, your hesitation, all communicate one silent message. I need something from you right now. And that is not attractive. Now here is the shift. The hug that triggers attraction is not a hug that takes. It is a hug that offers emotional stability. Imagine this. You step into the hug with no rush, no grabbing, no pulling, no leaning in with your entire emotional weight. You are simply present. Your chest is open. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your breathing is slow. Your body is grounded. You are not trying to create a moment. You are allowing one. This signals something extremely powerful. I am emotionally self-contained, and the human nervous system is naturally attracted to emotional regulation. Here is something most men never realize. When a woman hugs you, her nervous system is scanning one thing only. Do I feel calmer here? Or more responsible here? If your hug creates emotional responsibility, she subtly feels she must manage your emotional state. That kills attraction. But when your hug creates calm, her nervous system associates you with emotional relief. That is the real trigger. So when you hug, ask yourself this silently. Am I arriving emotionally? Or am I trying to receive emotionally? A grounding hug is slow, not heavy, not urgent, not gripping, just stable, just warm, just emotionally available without needing. That alone separates you from 90% of men. Rule 2, the power is in the pause before the hug. This rule is subtle, and because it is subtle, it is devastatingly effective. Most men rush the hug. They move too fast. They close the distance without emotional permission. They make the hug a physical action instead of an emotional moment. Attraction happens before the arms move. Here is what you must learn. The half-second pause before the hug begins is where safety and consent are emotionally confirmed, not verbally, nervously, energetically. You stop slightly. Your eyes meet hers. Your body remains relaxed. You allow one quiet breath. This pause tells her nervous system, I am present with you, not rushing you, not claiming you, not taking space from you. And here's the psychology behind it. The human brain associates safety with predictability and slow movement. Fast movement equals uncertainty. Uncertainty equals vigilance. Vigilance kills emotional openness. That micro-pause creates anticipation without pressure. It tells her body, this moment is chosen, not forced. And here is what most men misunderstand. This pause is not awkward. It is only awkward when you are emotionally uncomfortable with silence. If you are calm inside your body, silence becomes magnetic. You are not waiting for approval. You are offering space. This is emotional leadership. And emotional leadership is deeply attractive. Rule 3, your chest leads, your arms follow. Now let's talk about body positioning. This is where many men accidentally destroy the emotional tone of the hug. They lead with their arms. They wrap first. They pull first. They close first. That communicates emotional hunger. Instead, your chest opens first. Not forward aggressively. Just open. Just relaxed. Your arms come last. Why does this matter? Because the chest carries emotional posture. Closed chest, honored, defensive. Forward chest, dominant. Open chest, emotionally available but stable. When your chest is open and relaxed, you signal vulnerability without fragility. This is extremely important. Vulnerability is attractive only when it is supported by emotional stability. Fragility is emotional dependency. The nervous system can tell the difference instantly. Now let's go deeper. Your arms should never clamp. They should rest. They should support the moment, not trap it. And here is a powerful psychological detail. Your hands must be calm, not searching, not rubbing, not fidgeting, not exploring. Stillness communicates self-control. Self-control is safety. Safety is attraction. Your hug should feel like, I am here with you. Not, I am trying to extract something from this moment. And here is something very important. The hug must never become a performance. The moment you start thinking, is this working? You lose emotional presence, and she feels it. Attraction responds to authenticity of emotional state, not technique. Technique only supports presence. It never replaces it. Rule 4, release first always. This rule alone creates an emotional imprint most men never leave behind. Most men hold too long because they are afraid to let go, because they don't want the moment to end, because they are emotionally attached to the connection. And again, her nervous system reads this as emotional dependence. You must release first, always. Gently, naturally, without hesitation, without looking for reaction, without searching her face for feedback. Why? Because releasing first communicates emotional independence. It says, I enjoy connection, but I am not attached to controlling it. This creates psychological safety. It also creates subtle emotional polarity. Here is something very deep. Attraction is not created by closeness. Attraction is created by secure distance management. Someone who can enter connection easily and leave it comfortably signals emotional maturity. This is one of the strongest unconscious markers of romantic viability, and it is rarely talked about. So when you release first, do not step back awkwardly. Do not break eye contact nervously. Do not rush into words. Just remain calm. Let the moment settle. Let the nervous system complete the emotional loop. This allows her brain to register the hug as emotionally positive without emotional cost. Now let me show you what kills attraction. Instantly during a hug, you must avoid these behaviors completely. Number 1, leaning emotionally. If your body tilts forward as if seeking support, if your head presses too deeply, if your posture collapses, you communicate emotional need. Number 2, apologetic energy. Hugging while emotionally asking, is this okay? Not verbally, emotionally. That subtle insecurity kills polarity. Number 3, over-talking before or after. Trying to justify the hug, trying to fill silence, trying to repair imagined awkwardness. Silence is not uncomfortable. Insecurity makes it uncomfortable. Number 4, scanning her reaction. The moment you search her face for confirmation, you shift the emotional power of the moment away from yourself. Attraction is never built when you seek validation in real time. Why hugs work at all? The real psychological mechanism. Let's step back and understand what is actually happening in the brain. Human attraction is not logical. It is regulatory. We are drawn to people whose emotional systems feel stable and predictable. Your presence becomes attractive when it reduces emotional noise in another person's body. A hug becomes powerful when it creates lower heart rate, lower internal vigilance, lower emotional effort. This is why emotional calm feels seductive. Not excitement, not intensity, not drama. Calm. Calm is what signals long-term emotional safety. And emotional safety is the gateway to desire. This is also why trying to create chemistry fails. Chemistry is not created. It is recognized. Recognized through emotional regulation. So the hug is not the cause. The hug is the carrier. Your emotional state is the message. A real-life example. Imagine this. You meet her after a long, exhausting day. She is mentally tired. Her body is slightly tense. Her voice is softer than usual. Most men would immediately try to cheer her up. They talk more. They joke more. They become louder. But emotional intelligence works differently. You greet her calmly. You slow your body. You match the emotional tempo. You pause. You open. You allow the hug to arrive naturally. And in that hug, you do not try to fix her mood. You do not try to lift her emotionally. You simply hold emotional stability. Her nervous system relaxes. Her shoulders drop. Her breathing softens. And later, she won't say, "That hug was perfect." She will say, "I feel really comfortable with you." And that sentence is far more powerful than any flirtation. The secret most men miss. Here is the real secret. Women are not attracted to how you touch. They are attracted to how you regulate emotional space. Touch is only the physical interface of emotional leadership. When a woman hugs you and feels, "I don't have to manage this moment," you become emotionally attractive. When she feels, "I can rest here," you become psychologically desirable. This is why confidence is misunderstood. Confidence is not boldness. It is emotional steadiness. It is non-reactivity. It is self-containment. It is comfort with silence. It is comfort with closeness. It is comfort with distance, all at the same time. Let's quickly review the 4 rules. Rule number 1, never hug to receive. Hug to offer emotional grounding. Rule number 2, always allow the pause before the hug. Let emotional permission happen first. Rule number 3, open chest first. Arms follow. Hands calm. Presence leads. Rule number 4, release first. Always. Without searching for reaction. Final truth about attraction. If you remember only one thing from this video, remember this. Attraction does not come from doing something right. It doesn't come from flashy gestures, constant approval, or trying to impress. True attraction comes from how you manage yourself, from your inner emotional state when you are close to another human being. Think about it like this: when you hug someone, that physical act alone isn't what creates connection. Your hug becomes powerful only when it is an extension of emotional self-sufficiency, not neediness, not desperation, not hunger for approval. When a woman senses that you are internally stable, calm, and fully present, that hug sends a message deeper than words ever could. When a woman feels emotionally safe around you, her nervous system begins to associate your presence with relief. Imagine walking into a crowded room, anxious and overstimulated, and then seeing someone whose presence instantly makes your chest feel lighter. That is emotional safety in action. Relief becomes comfort. Comfort becomes trust. Trust becomes desire. And this process is quiet, subtle, and unshakable. It is not flashy. It does not need words or validation. It is a magnetism born from stability, the kind that sticks in her subconscious. Think about James in New York, or Michael in London. Men who aren't constantly performing for attention, but who maintain a grounded calm in social situations. Women are drawn to them because their nervous systems recognize that being near them doesn't create chaos, it creates calm. That is emotional leadership. That is invisible power. This is why trying too hard to do the right thing rarely works. The truth is that your inner state is louder than your actions. Your presence speaks before your words ever do. Your emotional regulation becomes the silent signal of attraction. So the next time you connect physically or emotionally with someone, remember this: be steady, be calm, be self-sufficient. Let your presence carry the weight of safety, trust, and desire. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, deeply, permanently. If this video changed the way you see physical connection, if it made you rethink how attraction works in real life, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with me for real psychology that actually transforms your emotional life. And with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.